Hao from Shanghai, China. Yes, it's Evie, and welcome to my blog. The reason I have started this channel is because I feel like life just keeps taking me to all these amazing places, and it literally feels like sometimes I'm everywhere. Get it? So this video is about Shanghai, China. I'm here for my exchange semester. I've been here for 3 weeks and I'm staying for another 3.5 months. The reason I came to Shanghai, China is that I wanted to experience something completely different, something very new to me, and I really wanted just a huge cultural shock. And trust me, that is exactly what I've been getting. The life here in the city is completely surreal. I feel extremely grateful and privileged to be here and to have this opportunity, and I just wanted to share as much as possible of it with my friends and family back home, and also you. Let me just start out by saying that the main motivation for this video right here is that when I came here, I realized that there are so many things I wish I knew before even coming and boarding the plane. So the main motivation here is to kind of prepare you if you're on your way to Shanghai, if it is just for a vacation, for studies or for work, to kind of know what to expect and what to get done before you even board your flight. What I basically have done is I've collected 5 small tips that I think will help you a long way if you know them before coming to China. So we're gonna get right to it. Tip number 1. Tip number 1, if you're coming to China, you probably already know this and you've heard this several times, but it's extremely important. If you want to use Google, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, you have to have a VPN service. I recommend you getting at least 2, maybe 1 paid one and 1 free one. If you just do a Google search, you're going to have lots of choices to pick from, and it's basically up to you what you decide to go for. And tip number 2. Tip number 2 is, even though you have a VPN installed, you're ready to go, I do advise you to still download an offline map of the area you're going to, so in case you do not connect to the internet for any reason, you have something handy. Apart from that, maybe have an offline translator also available to kind of communicate with the people here. The language barriers are going to be extremely big and very few people understand English. Tip number 3 is regarding your accommodation. If you are coming here on a short-term stay, you're probably going to stay at a hotel and then they're going to fix this for you. But what this is about is that in China, the authorities do ask you to, and you have to by law, register your address within 24 or 48 hours upon arrival. So you have a very short period of time to get yourself to the police station and register where you're going to stay while you're here, regardless how many days you're staying. As I said, if you're in a hotel, don't worry, but if you are looking for an Airbnb, just message the host and ask them if they're willing to help you with this procedure. If they're not willing to go with you to the police, at least ask if they can provide the documents required and go do so yourself. The procedure is very easy, but it must be done. You don't want to risk getting a really big fine or running into any trouble with the police while you're here. Tip number 4 is regarding the cash money. If you're flying in, I really recommend you having some cash on hand, especially if you're coming in late and don't want to hassle with finding a mini bank and taking out your money. I had a problem myself because when I arrived in the airport, the first mini bank I found didn't actually work, and then I had to run around the airport looking for a mini bank because a lot of places, as you will realize, do not accept your Visa or MasterCard here. Places that you would expect, such as international restaurants or shops, they will not take your card, so it's very handy to have some cash on hand. Tip number 5. This is a general culture tip. I just advise you to try to get familiar with the Chinese culture before coming here, because there is a lot you need to know, and just prepare yourself to be completely mind blown. The culture here is crazy, and there is a huge difference if you're coming from any other part of the world than Asia. But just to be short, prepare yourself to hear a lot of strange noises, burping, sneezing, oh, and the endless spitting. Prepare yourself for crazy toilets. Prepare yourself to be pushed and to push everyone around you in crowded places. Prepare yourself to just think that regardless the cultural difference, there is always a reason to why people are the way they are. And don't be judgmental. Just try to embrace the difference and learn as much as possible about the culture and the people around you, and really feel the vibe of this amazing city, or any city you're going to in China. So those are the basic 5 tips that I thought you should know before coming to China and even boarding your flight. Like I mentioned earlier, especially about the culture, there is so much more to be said. That's a whole different topic. About the payment methods here in China, everything is very different, and there is so much more to be said about being here. But that is a whole different thing for another video, and I can't wait to just keep discovering this city and this country even more so I can be able to share it with you. I hope you found these tips a little bit useful, a little bit entertaining, and thank you for watching. Have a great day.